Dr. Bera.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. In preparation of this briefing, staff gave me a number of questions to ask, and then lo and behold, yesterday we got an email from the speaker and Leader Jeffries talking about a data breach at DC HealthLink that affects all. So we all got that. So let's talk about cybercrime, ransomware, et cetera. I'm sure we will get briefed on the data link in the future, but obviously cybercrime and ransomware is a major issue that we're dealing with and probably becoming much more frequent. Maybe this is a question for Director Haynes or Director Ray. I was prepared to ask about state actors, but also non-state actors. We can harden all of our devices, harden all of our offices, but there are lots of weak links out there. And I think a couple things. How do we work with the private sector to compel them to put in the resources to harden their cyber hygiene? Number two, how do, and maybe this is for Director Ray or either one of you, for private sector companies, small and large ones, how do we compel them to make sure they're working with us, whether it's the IC or the broader community, to let us know when the ransomware occurs? And because for us to address this issue, we have to be aware of the issue and we have to get that information. So to whoever's appropriate.
You're exactly right in one sense in particular that the private sector is the key to all of this. 85% of our critical infrastructure is in the hands of the private sector. It's probably a higher percentage of that when you look at our innovation, and an even higher percentage than that when you look at our PII. As you know, Congress passed, which I think is an important first step, a breach notification bill that will reach critical infrastructure in particular. I think there are things that can be done and should be done to strengthen that, to ensure that the information not only is flowing from a broader swath of the private sector, but also is flowing more quickly to us so that we can help as quickly as possible. And then I think overall part of it is raising cybersecurity awareness, which is part of what the really active engagement that we're trying to participate in, all of us, with the private sector is designed to accomplish.
If I might add, Congressman, it also means being able to leverage what we do as an intelligence community, operating outside the United States, understanding what adversaries are doing, being able to see their tradecraft, being able to share that tradecraft publicly. This is back to the partnership that is very close between NSA and FBI in terms of when we see certain things happening there, being able to provide that to the FBI as they talk to U.S. critical infrastructure companies in the United States. And we prioritize that work. That's very, very critical to us.
Great, thank you. Let me shift directions. A couple weeks ago, I had a chance to go on a bipartisan CODEL to Japan in my foreign affairs capacity, and clearly Japan is a geopolitical strategic ally of increasing importance, and we applaud the Kishida administration for really stepping up and understanding the new framework. They brought up in our meetings, obviously they're not at Five Eyes, but Five Eyes plus one, et cetera. But as we started to talk about their cyber hygiene, the fact that some of their own laws don't allow them to do security clearances, et cetera, we want to have this relationship. We want to co-develop products, and what can we do as Congress, and then working with the administration to. They're very aware of their vulnerabilities on cyber, but it seems like it's moving very slow, and I'd be curious.
So, Congressman, I'd welcome to brief you and other members of the committee of what we're doing with Japan and other partners in the Pacific to, as you indicate, raise the bar for cybersecurity. I think this is instrumental to understanding where we need to go as both the intelligence community and select partners. We need to be able to share information with the great assurance that they can protect it. We need to be able to communicate them with the idea that what we're saying will not be monitored. These are all things, and I give the Japanese great credit. Over the past several years, they have done tremendous work. But we do need to focus on this very, very hard going forward.
Director Haynes or anyone?
Yeah, I'll just add to what General Nakasone said. I mean, this is an area of work that we have been engaged with Japan, with the Republic of Korea. We've actually have a trilat through which we work together on these kinds of issues. It's incredibly important, as you say, just to help all of us be better at cybersecurity, but then also to be able to work against, for example, North Korea, others that are engaging in activities that are attacking our systems.
And all I would add, Congressman, is that, we share both the admiration for what Prime Minister Kishida and the Japanese leadership is doing now in terms of their national security, which is hugely important to our shared interests. And I think we also applaud the Japanese leadership for understanding, what we've sometimes learned the hard way in the United States. It's not as if, we have a monopoly on wisdom on this, but the importance of improving cybersecurity as well. And as an agency, we're working with our partners. I was last in Tokyo in December, I guess, talking about these issues, to do as much as we can to be supportive as the committed allies that we are.
Great, thank you. Now I yield back.